Welcome back to Steve and Abby English. I am Steve.
And I am Abby. Steve, I want to start with a story about a teacher I had when I was young. Her name was Miss Peterson, and she changed something for me.
Tell me about her.
So I was not a very confident student when it came to writing. I thought I was okay, not bad, not great. I just kind of got through assignments. One day we had to write a short essay about something that mattered to us. I wrote about my grandmother, and I thought it was fine. Just fine.
What happened?
Miss Peterson asked me to stay after class, and I thought, oh no, I did something wrong. But she sat down with me and she said, Abby, this essay is really good. You write in a way that makes people feel things. I want you to enter this in the school writing competition.
Wow.
And I remember thinking, me? She must be thinking of someone else. But she was looking right at me, and she said it like she meant it, not in a nice, polite way, in a serious way, like it was a fact.
What happened after that?
I entered the competition. I did not win, but something had already changed. I started writing more. I started caring more about it. I started thinking of myself as someone who wrote, not because I won anything, but because one person had looked at my work and said, this is real.
That is a powerful story, and it points to something that I think a lot of people have experienced but never really thought about. When someone genuinely believes in you, something inside you shifts. And today we want to talk about why that happens and what you can do with that understanding.
Because I think most of us have a story like mine. A person who believed in us at a moment when we did not believe in ourselves. And looking back, those people are often the reason we went in a certain direction.
There is actually a well-known study from the 1960s that looked at exactly this. Researchers told teachers that certain students in their classes were about to have a big jump in ability, that they were late bloomers who were going to do very well that year. But here is the thing. Those students were chosen completely at random. They were not actually different from the other students.
So the teachers were told something that was not true.
Yes, but by the end of the year, the students the teachers believed in had actually improved more than the others. Not because of any real difference in ability, but because the teachers treated them differently. They gave them more attention, more encouragement, more challenging tasks. They communicated, through their behavior, that they believed these students could do it.
And the students rose to meet that belief.
Exactly. And this is called the Pygmalion effect. Pygmalion. It is named after an old story about a person who believed so strongly in something that it became real.
So belief can actually change outcomes. Not just feelings, but real outcomes.
Real outcomes. And I want to explain why, because I think once you understand the mechanism, it makes a lot of sense. Or 3 main reasons why someone believing in you makes you try harder.
Let us go through them.
The first one is how you see yourself. When someone whose opinion matters to you looks at you and says, I think you can do this, it creates a small conflict in your mind, because you might not fully believe you can do it. But this person you respect does, and you start to wonder, maybe they see something I do not see in myself. And slowly, a new story about yourself starts to form. Maybe I am the kind of person who can do this.
And once you start to see yourself that way, even a little bit, it changes how you approach things.
Yes, because your identity, how you think of yourself, shapes your behavior. If you think of yourself as someone who is not good at something, you will not try as hard. You will give up sooner. You will avoid it. But if you start to think of yourself as someone who can do this, you approach it differently. You push through harder moments. You put in more time.
The second reason
is effort. When someone believes in you, you do not want to let them down. That feeling, I do not want to disappoint this person, is a very powerful motivator. It makes you work harder than you would if you were just working for yourself.
Which sounds a little sad, actually. Like we need external motivation to push ourselves?
I understand why it sounds that way, but I think it is just human. We are social creatures. We care what the people around us think of us. And when someone we respect has put their belief in us, something in us wants to honor that. It is not sad, it is how we are built. The important thing is what we do with that feeling.
So belief from the outside creates effort on the inside.
Yes. And the third reason is safety. When someone believes in you, you feel safer to try. Because if you fail, you know that person still sees something good in you. The belief does not go away with one mistake. And that safety makes you more willing to take risks, to try harder things, to push past the point where you would normally stop.
Versus when no one believes in you, or when you believe people expect you to fail.
Right. And that brings me to the other side of this, because I want to talk about what happens when no one does this for you. When the people around you communicate, through their words or their silence or their behavior, that they do not expect much from you.
This happens. It happens a lot.
It does, and the effect works in reverse too. When a teacher ignores you, when a parent says, "That is probably too hard for you," when a manager never gives you more responsibility, when a friend responds to your ideas with a look that says, "Really?" all of that lands somewhere, and it starts to shape how you see yourself. It creates a different story. Maybe I am not the kind of person who can do this.
And then you stop trying, or you try less.
Or you try but you give up sooner. Because part of you already believes it will not work out. And that part has evidence now from the people around you who did not believe in you.
That is really sad.
It is, and it is also important to name because some people carry this with them for a long time. They have internalized other people's low expectations and started to treat those expectations as facts about themselves, when really they are just reflections of what other people thought, which is not the same thing as the truth.
Okay, so what do we do with all of this? There are two directions here, right? Finding people who believe in you and being that person for someone else.
Yes, let us start with finding, because I think a lot of people do not think about this intentionally. You just sort of end up around whoever is around you. But the people you spend time with, and especially the people whose opinions matter to you, have a real effect on what you attempt and what you achieve.
So it is worth actually thinking about who those people are.
Yes. Think about the people in your life right now. Are there people who, when you share an idea or a goal, respond in a way that makes you feel capable, that makes you want to try? Those people are valuable. Spend more time with them. Take their words seriously. Let their belief in you do some work.
And what about people who do the opposite? Who respond to your ideas in a way that makes you feel smaller?
I am not saying remove everyone who challenges you or gives you honest feedback. That is important too. But there is a difference between someone who pushes you because they believe you can do more and someone who responds to your ideas with doubt or dismissal. One lifts you, one does not. You get to decide how much weight you give to each voice.
Okay. And the second direction, being the person who believes in someone else, what does that actually look like?
It starts with being specific. Miss Peterson did not say to you, "I think you are a great student." She said, "You write in a way that makes people feel things." That specificity matters. It tells the person what exactly you see in them. It feels like you actually paid attention, not just that you are being nice.
General compliments are easy to dismiss. Oh, you were just saying that. But when someone names something specific, when they say, "I noticed that you do this particular thing really well," it is harder to wave away.
Exactly. And you do not have to wait for a big moment. You can do this today. Think about someone in your life, a friend, a coworker, a family member, who is working on something or trying something. and tell them specifically what you see in them that makes you think they can do it.
Not good luck. Something more like, I have seen how you approach problems. I think you are going to figure this out.
That kind of thing. And you might not know exactly how much it matters in that moment. But people carry those words with them, sometimes for years.
Miss Peterson probably does not know that I still think about what she said. That was so many years ago.
And she said it in one conversation. That is how little it takes sometimes. One person, one specific thing they noticed, one moment of saying it out loud.
That is kind of amazing.
It is, and it is available to all of us. We all have the ability to be that person for someone, to pay attention, to notice something real, and to name it. That is not a big or difficult thing, but the effect can be very large.
I am going to do this today. I am going to think of one person and tell them something specific I see in them.
That is a great place to start. And if you are on the other end, if you are someone who has been carrying a story about yourself that came from people who did not believe in you, I want to say something directly. Their expectations were not facts. They were just their limitations at that time. Who you are and what you are capable of is not determined by who believed in you in the past, but it can be shaped by who you choose to be around and what you choose to believe about yourself going forward.
And maybe by finding one person, even one who sees something real in you.
Yes, and letting yourself believe them a little.
Thank you, Steve. This is a good one.
Thank you, Abby. See you next time on Steve and Abby English.
Bye.